Hi, welcome to Scarlet Gaming, and welcome back to Scarlet Hollow. This is part 2 of episode 4. So good. Anyway, with that, let's just get on with the game. We have a creepy Wayne just chilling out. I'm really glad I came this way, actually. Kinika leads the way, taking you up the gradual slope towards the church. You know, I've lived here for a few years now, and I've never actually been to the church. Yeah, that's probably for a good reason. Where's that weirdo? Alright, that music is so unnerving. My, more visitors at once? On a Thursday? This is unprecedented. I generally like the idea that he is the nice guy, and everyone's just like freaked out because he's a church member. Or there's actually something dodgy and he is like a demon or something. He's like a demon or something, I don't know. But there are only 3 of us. Oh no. Will we be followed by a ditchling? Will we be followed by Wayne? Zane was there though. Sup old people. And then the music changes to like kind of nice for a second and then creepy again. Oh, it's just Zane. What are you doing here? All the glimpses of death I've had in the past 2 days have forced me into the midst of an existential crisis, my dudes. I wanted to see if faith held any answers for me. That's fair. Alas, I have not found the solace I seek. Give it time, Zane. It sometimes takes a while for the Lord to work his way into your heart. But when it does, you won't regret letting him in. Be sure to look over those pamphlets I gave you, and of course, I'm always here if you need to talk. Sure thing, Pastor. Peace, y'all. I mean, I technically am Christian, but I wouldn't say I'm actually religious. It's a thing I have with a lot of religions, because a lot of religions like convert you like as a child. Like, you know, I was baptized as a child and stuff, but I kind of have issues with that as a concept because I feel like these are things that you should make choices as an adult. I mean, each their own, but yeah, I personally think it should be when you're like 18 or something, then you can decide if you want to get baptized. Not, yeah, it's a baby, baptize it on the list, you know. But anyway, that's my opinion on it. So, anyway, we're looking for Stella. She wandered off last night and no one has seen her since. You or Janie haven't seen her around, have you? I can't speak for Janie, but I'm afraid I've neither seen hide nor hair of Stella. If you'd like to talk to my wife, she's just over by the alpacas. We have alpacas? Oh my god. You're weirdly fucking cool. Though Liam, I was hoping we might be able to talk in private. Sure, what's up? No way I'm talking to you in private, remain silent. Yeah, because you said you can talk to animals, didn't you? Well, I guess we'll leave you to it while we check in with Janie. See ya in a minute. Wayne's still there though. Your friends all head off towards Janie and the alpacas, leaving you alone with the nervous pastor. I want to play with the alpacas. Oh man, they look so cute. That's so terrifying. I'm so glad you came. I've never met anyone else who could hear them. You have no idea how long I thought I must have had some kind of insanity. I even thought at one point that it must have been the Lord himself talking to me through them. But they never had anything very insightful to say, so I was disavowed of that pretty early on. Whoa. Are you telling me you can also? I thought I was the only one. Did you not say that before, or did I just pick up on that? Have we been cursed? Have you met Fro? Is this your gear? Yeah. This is why people think you're creepy. That's rude. Let's go, Whoa, I thought I was the only one. I guess the 2 of us are just kindred spirits. Are you sure we're actually talking to animals? It does seem that way. Now that I know there are at least 2 of us, I have no doubt. There have definitely been times in my life when I thought I might just be insane. But it's so consistent, and I've never exhibited any other signs of insanity. In my most doubting moments, I have considered the possibility that other entities may be using the animals to confuse my faith. Yeah, I mean, that seems like a pretty rational explanation. But besides a particularly vicious hamster I had growing up, the most an animal has ever tried to convince me to do is give them more food. So, I somehow doubt they're puppets for some otherworldly evil, unless that otherworldly evil wants me to overfeed my pets. Yeah, that's the thing, like, if you could talk to animals, I think, on paper, it sounds really cool. You could be like, yeah, I can talk to animals. And in reality, if I could talk to my cat, all I'd hear is, food, now, food, wake up, food, claw, food, you know, so. Have we been cursed? The way we suffer this fate? I don't think it's a curse. It can be annoying at times, but so can talking to people. Not that I feel that way very often, of course. As a servant of God, I am always ready and willing to talk with my fellow man about anything they need to discuss. Yeah, people are annoying. Spiritually, I've always rationalized it as God's sign I should spread his word to even the beasts of his world. That's quite nice, actually. I've had mixed results. seems the alpacas prefer Catholicism, which they know about somehow, and birds tend to be incredibly heretical. Basically, I wish I had answers. I wish I could approach a scientist about this without becoming a research experiment, but I prefer to keep quiet at my doctor's visits. I can't risk being locked away or altered in some permanent way. Not when I have a family to take care of. You actually seem quite nice. It's a really weird juxtaposition because, like, you actually seem like a really nice guy. Just everyone's telling me you're creepy, and then the music playing is really creepy. So, have you met Frou Frou, Gretchen, or Pixel? Of course I have. But I learned early on in life not to let on that I have this gift, at least while other humans are around. So I haven't spoken with any of them. Though, I get the feeling Frou Frou wouldn't talk to me even if she knew. I could understand her, yeah. Frou Frou's a sassy girl. I tried to befriend the alpacas when no one else is around. Emphasis on tried. They're surprisingly cliquey. Besides that, I try to maintain a low profile, only chatting with the wildlife when I'm sure no one is looking. Is your gift why you got into church? It's hard to say. I was raised Baptist by two loving parents and was always interested in religion, but I've always known about my talents, so I don't know what came first. If anything though, I'd say I'm religious in spite of the gift. It hasn't exactly been easy to square this with a lot of the religious education I've had. For instance, a lot of religious leaders will tell you that only humans have souls. Interesting, especially if you can talk to animals. When you and I both know that's not true, though I suppose that gets into a whole different conversation about what exactly a soul is. Yeah. But those are conversations that I'm glad to leave to the scholars. I'm just a simple small-town pastor. I don't need to ask the big questions anymore. I just have to help people through their daily lives. Jamie sounds like a really nice guy. Sorry, Pastor Daniel. Is this why people think you're creepy? Oh, because you have the gift? People think I'm creepy? Oh man, I'm so sorry, Daniel. Yeah, everyone thinks you're creepy. But it's alright. People say all kinds of things. I just have to be patient and persistent, and I know eventually they'll understand that I can be a comforting presence in their lives, not a creepy one. Maybe if I grew a thicker beard, people would trust me more. Or maybe I should get a cool jacket. I don't think that will help. Although I shaved my beard off the other day because, apart from today, it's been really, really hot, so I shaved off my beard from like, a good inch and a half of beard, I think. Maybe if I grew a jacket. Yeah, grew a jacket. I can't express how much of a relief it is to finally meet someone else like me. I hope you don't think the two of us are sharing a gift means we're friends, that's rude. I hope you know that this means the two of us are bonded for life. Best friends! Nah. Does Ginny know? Yeah, shit, does Ginny know? No, I don't believe there should be... No. I don't believe there should be secrets between man and wife, so I'll have to tell her one day, but there hasn't been a good time yet. Building a life in Scarlet Hollow has been a difficult process. The last thing I need to do is add the stress of her husband being some kind of circus act. Tulip, on the other hand, I'm starting to have my suspicions that she might share the gift. Who's Tulip? A kid or something? There have been some particularly nasty rats in the church lately, and she said some things that have led me to believe she might be able to understand them. He's interrupted by the sounds of a snapping twig and a high-pitched giggle, partly muffled by the underbrush on the edge of his property. I think this picture's meant to convey innocence or something, but you're a creepy looking child. Maybe it's the music, but yeah. Tulip, come on out there. You know you're not supposed to play in the woods. Tulip glances back into the woods, quiet as she hesitates. Now this could also be what's tomorrow's agenda. Tulip, are you going to be good, or are we going to skip story time tonight? I'll be good. You don't have to skip story time. I won't go to the woods, I promise. What's in the woods? An animal you're talking to? I know you won't, Tulip, because you know it's too dangerous for little girls in there. Why don't you go help Mama with the alpacas? It's just about time they got fed. You can give them hay. Tulip smiles broadly, seemingly excited by the prospect, and hurries off. Oh, look at his smile. That is almost as bad as Tabitha's smile. Sorry, I have a firm parenting moment just then. An iron fist. She's been trying to run off into those woods a lot lately, and it's really dangerous even for adults. Yeah, there's something in the forest. There's this massive trash dump not too far past the trees, but it must be at least 50 years old, so it's all grown over and looks like it's part of the landscape. Oh, But if you accidentally walk on it, you might find yourself falling into a hip-deep mound of rusty cans and broken glass. Yeah, you can have swampy, trash areas. Oh, Tetanus Lake. Stella told me about it, yes. Tetanus Lake? Well, it's an accurate name. I wonder if Tulip would stay away if I started calling it that. Or would it make it sound more alluring? How big a trash dump are we talking? Would a weekend of hard work clear it out? No. Maybe if you had construction equipment and a team of professionals. It's a big area, and I have no idea how deep it goes. In the meantime, I'm just making sure Tulip knows not to go near it. What were we saying about church rats? Ah yes, the rats. So you and I are used to the sort of chatter we hear from wildlife. There's usually nothing that needs to be paid attention to. But these rats, there's something so sinister about them. They must be huge, judging by the sound of them scurrying around in there. Tulip had never shown evidence of the ability before. She's never responded to the alpacas or engaged in conversations with birds. In retrospect, she could have been hiding it the way I did growing up. Or it's fucking Wayne or something. He's in the walls. Because I know she's been talking to the rats. She calls them her friends. She's been drawing all these pictures of them. Really ghastly things. I've tried to bring it up with her, but she just gets this little smile and doesn't say a word. Like, it's a fun little secret. It's all innocent enough in the grand scheme of things. Is it? This town is fucked, mate. Like, seriously. Like, if this happened on day 1, I'd be like, yeah, it's innocent, yeah, whatever, it's rats. But, like, this is day 4, like... man, this could be literally hellhole and demons coming through, you don't know. But I'm pretty sure they also live out in that trash heap, and ever since she started talking about her friends, she's been trying to sneak out there. I'm concerned she's going to get hurt or catch some kind of disease. What have they been saying? They like to try to goad me into crying or becoming depressed. They watch me through unseen holes, make fun of me, and try to figure out how to press my buttons. That's freaking awful. It's annoying, but enough to block out, especially when I'm praying. I don't think they're a good influence on Tulip though. She's gotten quite quiet and secretive ever since she started talking to them. I'd hate to think what they say to her when I'm not around to hear. Have you actually seen them? That's a good point. No, but I don't need to. I've lived in a dorm that had rats once. You never see them, but the church has all the signs of an infestation, and there's no mistaking the sound of little creatures stampeding through the walls. I've left out some humane rat traps, but they're too smart for them. All it's done is waste peanut butter. And I caught a possum in one, poor thing. Possum's never very bright, but at least he got a nice big scoop of peanut butter out of the ordeal. Has Janie heard them? She's not in the church very often. She's usually in town doing her job until late, and we spend our evenings in the house. It's just me and Tulip all day long. Janie knows Tulip has made some strange little friends, but thinks it's an imagination game. I was hoping I'd sort out the rat issue before she could get suspicious, but they're persistent, so I may have to hire an exterminator if I can get the money for one. I hope it doesn't come to that. Be sure they're rats. I think so. The pastor shifts uncomfortably for a moment. I hope so. That is a very worrying statement. This is really creepy, dude. Have you tried befriending them? Is there anything I can do to help? Maybe I can try talking to them. There we go. That would be lovely. I'd certainly appreciate a helping hand here. I don't want to be too much of a bother. You should probably finish looking for your missing friend first, but I'll be around. Out of the corner of your eye, you see Kaneko and Avery walking back to you. They must have finished talking to Janie. Janie says she hasn't seen Stella either, so we better get going. Thanks for suggesting we head up here, Liam. We got to feed the alpacas. They were so cute and soft. It was awesome. Yeah, no worries. And Janie says she'll come by the diner with cookies for the miners, and a few extra for me, of course. Man, that's awesome. I would love to feed alpacas. She's so nice, she even offered to bring me some since I'm feeling under the weather. I hope your talk with the pastor went well. Yes, we had a great conversation. I appreciate you all stopping by, even if it wasn't under the best circumstances. Well, I'll let you be on your way. And I'm not creepy. And I hope Stella turns up soon. I'll put in some good prayers for the big man for her. Yep, thoughts and prayers. Alright, thanks. See ya. The smallest church in Scarlet Hollow. Achievement unlocked. Visit the church in episode 4. That's an achievement? Shit, alright. So, what was that about? He seemed pretty insistent on talking to you alone. Yeah, he didn't say anything weird, did he? Nosy, aren't you? Let the man have his privacy. He just wanted to talk about our shared gift. Everyone in this town is so mean to him. He's a nice guy. He is, actually. Possibly. Talk about the gift. Wait, Pastor Deno can also talk to animals? Whoa, this town is some sort of hotspot for weird shit. All weird stuff, of course, but this is starting to get pretty wild. I still can't believe, of all the people in the world you could have shared that ability with, you wound up stuck with Pastor Daniel. Let's not get too distracted until we find Stella, though. Where to next? Yeah, that is a good question. Right, let's go to Stella's house. She's not going to be there, though, obviously. Have y'all not checked Stella's place already? I was too nervous going out by myself this morning, in case I ran into any other horrors from beyond the veil. So no, and I'm going to feel really silly if she's just asleep on bed. Yes, I think you will be. You make your way towards Stella's house. Kanika knocks anxiously on the door. It creaks open. Oh shit. Stella, she's dead. Stella died and it's all my fault. Is that Gretchen? I'm not frowning around here. It's normal for people to leave the doors open. Okay. Enter Stella's house. Okay. Stella? No response. Might as well invite ourselves in, right? Yeah, we should. Screw her in there, let's just get the cops. Enter. I think you can enter your friend's house like that. You take a step forward and cross the threshold into Stella's house. Aww. Picture of a baby Stella. School and pets. What happened to Stella? It doesn't look like it happened here. Doesn't look like there was a struggle or anything. Unless it happened in another room. Or maybe someone or something caught her off guard. Oi. You don't have to you'd have to add that last part. I'm gonna forget that you said that. Just be thankful that this doesn't look like a crime scene. Let's investigate the kitchen. Cookie cat. Stella's kitchen is slightly messy. A couple of cabinets are hanging open, and a loaf of bread sits on the counter by a used butter knife. It looks normal to me. Yeah, that's fine. But no, it's a little messy. Well, everyone has their levels of cleanliness, I guess. If this is a little messy, I don't want to know what you'd call my room. This is why Kanika is the best. I wasn't judging. There's nothing wrong with a little mess. ... Or a lot of mess. We're getting off track. Stella's house has always felt a little sterile to me. This feels a little too... lived in, if that makes sense. What? Sterile is like the opposite of lived in. It's like devoid of emotion and like, you know, like a hospital ward with just like plain white walls and neon lights. This looks, But maybe that's just because I've only ever been over when she was expecting me. Maybe this is just a rare peek behind the curtain at the real Stella. The real Stella should call her friends and let them know she's okay. Let's investigate Stella's room. Okay. So she's got one of those crazy boards, which is fine because she is like a person. Notes everywhere. Like this little dog treats, got a little Mothman plushie, like Cthulhu stuff on the wall, and little Gretchen dolls. Oh, that's cute. You make your way down the hall to what you assume to be Stella's room. She's not here, though it's a little untidy. It's the usual sort of untidiness that accumulates when someone doesn't often have guests in their bedroom. There aren't any signs of violence. I better not hear a single comment about this room being messy. Wasn't gonna say it. Check her computer. That seems a little bit rude. But we are looking for a missing person. I'm not sure we'd be snooping on a computer. Isn't that an invasion of privacy? Yeah. Dude, we broke into her house, right? For all we know, there could be some sort of clue on there, like a note detailing exactly where she is. Yeah, we didn't break in. The door was open. Or maybe the computer was left open too. I'm with Avery. What if we don't find Stella and it's all because we didn't snoop on her computer? Hey. If Stella didn't want us to snoop, she shouldn't have gone missing. I don't make the rules. Yeah, okay, that one. Okay, fine, but I'm going to stand over your shoulder the whole time and make sure you don't go looking for anything personal. That's fine. Stella's desktop is horrifically cluttered. There are simply too many files and folders to fit on her monitor, and they overlap with each other in a chaotic, multi-layered display. Oh, I hate that. Nice try, Mr. FBI. Whoa, how do we find anything on here? I'm suddenly a lot less worried about an invasion of privacy, and a lot more worried about this being a complete waste of time. Booksmart, sift through the chaos. Alright, that's cool. You spent plenty of time with computers, and are more than capable of sifting through a chaos of a messy desktop. One folder catches your eye. Boring tax stuff. It's porn. Years of helping friends with their computers have made you all too familiar with this folder. Boring tax stuff never contains boring tax stuff. For that matter, it never contains anything related to taxes, and its contents are never boring. Open the folder. What's that? You open the folder. You're surprised to find it contains a carefully mapped out diagram of the Scarlet Hollow mines, including holes and fences with areas of low visibility. Oi. There's also a handful of photos of Stella and Tabitha together as teenagers. Tabitha wears an uncharacteristic grin, an authentic, joyful smile, and Stella's eyes are somehow brighter, less tired. Aww. Sad that they split up. Both of them seem to be living in a happier time. Okay, this is way too personal. Now I'm gonna go stand in the corner while you wrap this up. You think? Okay, I think we've seen enough. Let's check your tabs. It would take you all day to count the number of tabs open in Stella's browser. So numerous are her tabs that you can't see a single icon. A sea of rounded, featureless triangles from Windows edge to Windows edge. And this actually came up the other day because my phone has so many tabs open that instead of a number, I just have a smiley face. The most recent open tab is a post on Uncle Carl's Bigfoot Farm, a forum for cryptozoology enthusiasts. You've visited Uncle Carl's Bigfoot Farm in the past, despite the name and despite the fact that posters call themselves Carl's Big Feet. The community takes itself very seriously, and it's one of the more consistently active cryptid boards on the web. The post in question is titled, "Something Big is Happening in Scarlet Hollow." Hey everyone. Hidden Appalachia. Was out chasing a skunk ape sighting the other day, and I found these weird little guys. My friend's mum says there's something called ditchlings, but I've never heard of them before. Anyone have any good leads? Camera isn't shaky enough, this is totally staged. Clean footage and some sort of cryptid nobody has heard of except for your friend's mum. The only thing I'm seeing when I Google ditchlings is some city in England. Thought you were legit. Ditchlings? Why would ditchlings be a... Well, there you learn something every day. Ditchlings is a village in, what was it, Essex? Sussex. Who knew? Some city in England. Well, alright. Thought you were legit. Lucky stars. Guys, since when did high quality footage count as anything other than actual evidence? Those things are terrifying. Since every low budget horror movie started doing guerrilla marketing, I smell an ARG. I'm serious. I've got a ton of extra footage. Look at what they've been doing to the animals in the town. Apparently some sort of bad omen like Mothman. Mothstan. Okay, I'm listening. I love me a Mothman. I believe you. Ugh, lucky you're falling right into her lap. I don't trust YouTubers. They're entertainers, not scientists. Fred continues into the next day. Here, okay. So, 1, this thing isn't an ARG. I would never. And 2, you're not going to believe this, but we went into an abandoned mine last night to investigate things, and I'm pretty sure we found some Tommyknockers. Listen to this knocking we managed to catch on tape. There's a link to an audio file. Just because you put the word real in your file name doesn't mean they're real. 2 supernatural events on back-to-back nights? This is so fake. I can't believe I bought into that River Runner hype. You're so full of it. YouTubers are always going to sell out to big indie horror. This is kidnapped by aliens all over again. Also, lol, doughy white things and now loud popping noises? This is definitely an ARG. Did you sell out to Pillsbury? Stop cyberbullying her or I'm going to call the mods. Locking this thread and giving everyone a 7-day ban. No cyberbullying and no self-promo. Thread ends. Ouch. Search history. I feel very uncomfortable doing this. You check Stella's search history. She hasn't visited any websites since Tuesday night. If She came home after last night's incident. She didn't touch her browser. Her search history is almost entirely work-related. You're a series of queries for various monsters and cryptids that might fit the profile of ditchlings. That's it. Okay, I think we've seen enough. Well, that at least tells us that she didn't come home last night. That's worrying. Or if she did come home, she didn't open up any tabs. Hacker man. Snoop on Stella's computer in episode 4 and find everything. Shit, I'm getting old. I'm getting all the achievements today. Thank God. I love seeing someone's room before they've had a chance to clean up from company. It's a neat little snapshot, you know. That's cool. I'm sure Avery would be on board with that. This sure looks like a room. Any thoughts? It's a mess. Do you think there's a struggle in here? I don't think there's any clues. See, I love seeing the room. Speak for yourself. If the roles were reversed and I was missing and you and Stella were poking around in my room unannounced, I'd be completely mortified. True. Spoken like someone with a whole lot of secrets. My room is immaculate. A guest could drop by unannounced at 2 AM and I wouldn't sweat a thing. Yeah, I'm definitely not that. Congratulations on having your shit together. Thanks. Come by it honest. I will say though that this is what her room's been like for pretty much the entire time I've known her. The only thing that's changed is the computer getting a lot fancier. That makes sense. I could use a few more houseplants. I'll put together some trimmings after we found her. Ah, she still does those corkboard with strings things? She loves putting the strings on there. I don't think they're actually mean anything, but they're more for decoration anyway. I've actually always wanted to build one of these just for like an ornament, but I feel like if anyone saw it, they'd think I was crazy. It's had to be like decorative only. Okay, I don't think we're gonna find anything. Let's move on. Still life. Visit Stella's on Thursday morning. Another another achievement. Damn. Achievement king. So, maybe she came home last night. Maybe she didn't, but she's definitely missing. Thought I was overreacting this morning. Hope she would just be sleeping in. I can't believe she's actually missing. We'll find her. We're going to the cops. I know they probably won't actually do anything, but we should see if we can get them to start looking for her before we go anywhere else. Yeah, let's go. We should make sure the police know she's missing. Let's go. We should make the cops know. This game is so good for details. Bowling champion. Yeah, okay. The police station is exactly what you expect from a town the size of Scarlet Hollow. It smells strongly of coffee and faintly of aged furniture and paper and general tidiness speaks of a department that doesn't get much of anything done. That was a big lad. But you're also not alone here. You enter to find a worried Bo standing between you and the officers behind the desk. Let me get this right. You're trying to report a missing pumpkin? Big Betty wasn't just a pumpkin, Sheriff Huckabee, sir. She was going to be a prize winner. Raising her was the last thing me and my daddy did together. She's important to me. In one of the end of the chapter videos, there was a kind of zoom in on a giant thing that looked like a pumpkin. So if that's the next day's thing, that's also cool. I'm just trying to guess what the next day's thing is before it happens, but... Alright, so we've got possible pumpkin, possible girl in the woods. Are you sure it was Julius and not some enterprising bear that got a hold of it? You all know Julius thinks that land belongs to him. He probably thought Big Betty was his to take. He ain't coming to his door, so for all I know, he might be all the way to the state fair by now, with our pumpkin. Ain't there something y'all can do about it? I'm afraid we'll need at least some kind of evidence to go on before we can go and barging into a man's home, son. Why don't you see if you can find something a little more solid for us to go on? Yeah, do our work for us, Bo. Then we can go see about helping you out. Like you helped find his dad's missing body. Y'all didn't even bother looking. Bo, did you manage to find your dad? Bo's stoic expression breaks, and for a moment, you can almost see tears forming in his eyes. He blinks them away. Aww. Yeah, I found him. That angry look. Oh, hey that Deputy Franklin? Sounds like you got another report to close. Lucky me. I gathered what was there together. We're giving him a proper burial in the family plot. It's been tough going, trying to dig the hole while the farm is crawling with those hairless things, but it needs to get done. Do you think they'll go back where they came from soon? Mama and me have tried to fight them back as best we can. It seems like there's more every minute. I kinda like him. Jeez. I'm personally doing anything I can send him packing. I know about as much as you. I can't feel but It's all just leading up to some awful thing, worse than what's already happened. I hope it's just a feeling. You might not be wrong. Things have been getting weird around Scarlet Hollow lately. Just something to keep in mind. And if the past couple of nights are any indication, it's only gonna get weirder. Seriously, Scarlet Hollow would make a good TV show. Like, damn. Make like a Twin Peaks, like X-Files-y kind of like show. I bet this would be great. My mum did say the Ditchlings are supposed to be some horrible omen, but that doesn't mean it's true. For all we know, the weird stuff is behind us, and those creepy little things will crawl back to wherever they came from, and Scarlet Hollow will go back to normal. But I guess it doesn't hurt to plan for the worst. Stella ran off last night. She's still missing. She isn't at home, and none of us have heard from her. She what now? Well, that's just our Stella, always running off. I wouldn't worry too much about it, she'll turn up. This is different, Earl. You know I wouldn't be up here bothering you if it wasn't important. Yeah, for one thing, someone threatened her last night. He's been following Liam around since he got into town. There are a lot of them things out there. Too many of them. Rose right, she shouldn't be off on her own when there are so many ditchlings creeping around in broad daylight. Okay, you're right, we're probably just overthinking things. Nope. Why did we even come here? This is useless. I really want to say that, but I don't want to offend the cops who already think I am a suspect. So, Rose right. There are a lot of ditchlings in broad daylight. Ditchlings? Liam told me about them yesterday. They're them creepy little things that got my daddy. I told him about it last night too, since they've been coming up out of the woods onto the farm. I even saw some on my way here, plain as day. Oh, we've been getting a lot of calls about those. Guess Scarlet Hollow has either been invaded by ghouls or we're all suffering some kind of mass hallucination. I may have even seen one or two myself. Interesting. Or just sitting around drinking coffee. All the same, I don't see what we're supposed to do about them. Or Stella. Guns? Yeah. Go shoot them? That's what Not Stella, the Ditchlings. She's a grown woman. If she wants to go off to the woods for a bit, we don't need to go after her like she's missing curfew. It's a great country. If they're critters bothering folks and stealing livestock, ain't y'all supposed to take care of them? Now, son. We ain't animal control. We're the police. Are you kidding me? This town doesn't even have an animal control department. Maybe you should get one. Thanks. Weird question, but are you all folks part of a cult, and is that why you aren't doing your jobs? Fuck yeah! Wah wah wah! Everyone's looked away. The police officers stare at you, perplexed. A cult? I don't think we have that sort of thing up here. We are doing our jobs. Just look at Franklin back there. He's filing all kinds of paperwork pertaining to what happened up at the mines. You know, I can't say I appreciate your tone. Sounds like you're accusing us of some sort of indecency. At least you caught on. What? Do you think we go up into the hills and do seances and rituals and all that sort of thing? Get your head out of the clouds. I don't think we actually believed you're doing occult stuff. I think that was just a way to literally, trash your reputation and, what's all this about a pumpkin? I also might be nice if the cops hadn't been asses to me. Yeah, so misplaced is misplaced. Have y'all heard what I said? I didn't misplace Big Betty. She was stolen. And she also weighed like a ton or something. And I know who done it, so I appreciate if y'all would give Mr. Tremaine a visit and set things straight. And I'm telling you, we can't barge into your neighbor's house just because you want us to. We can tomorrow. Remember this? The Tremaines and the Calloway split some land between them after a rift in the family, right? They just couldn't get along with our side of the family. They made up a whole new property line and decided anything that grew on their side of it belonged to them, and they didn't let us Calloways touch none of it. Well, this happened generations ago, but they kept it all up this time. Neither one of them wants to be the one to finally bury the hatchet. I would try if you weren't such an angry man. I can abide by living next to somebody you ain't friendly with, but just stealing for the sake of it is low. Why is this pumpkin so valuable? Me and my daddy put a lot of work into that pumpkin. She was near 2,000 pounds. Guaranteed blue ribbon. And yeah, I just thought the emotional attachment was the last thing you did with your dad. Actually, our first question is how an old man like Julius Tremaine manages to move a pumpkin that size. Yep. Makes the whole story a little difficult to believe. I don't know how Julius managed it, but I know it must have been him. He ain't even coming to his door to answer for what he done. At the very least, he could give me seeds for what's left of her. He might not even be alive. Raising her was the last thing Daddy did together. That's interesting, because I haven't seen Julius since Tuesday. He's usually in the diner every day. Not necessarily a big deal for a lot of people, but he never misses his morning joe. So maybe he isn't a thief. Could be something happened to him. If he ain't the thief, then who stole our pumpkin? Beats me. I just don't think folks should be quick to jump to conclusions. How do you even move a 2,000 pound pumpkin? Yeah. It's like more than a car? I mean, maybe you could get like 5 people to carry it or something? I don't know how he did it, but he did it. You, sure it wasn't a bear? We're no bear. We're hunting folk. We know the signs. This was a man's work. That means it was Mr. Tremaine. He knew just what to do to hurt our family. What makes you think Tremaine stole it? You're poking a wasp's nest, Liam. There's 100 years of history here. Oh yeah. He's been claiming Big Betty was his since day one on account of the property lines. The Callaways, Tremaine's, yeah. Property line issues. This ain't the first time we've heard something like this. And we get our fair share of calls from Julius Tremaine too. You know, Julius is a friend of mine. He's a lot of things, and he's definitely a bit of a curmudgeon. But I've never pegged him as a thief. I didn't know Julius ever talked to anybody. Talk's a strong word, but I like to think we have some kind of understanding. You want me to go over and kick his ass? If you're related to Julius, why can't you put your differences aside and get along? Oof, someone's gonna be the big amount. I don't think Bo's asking you to throw Julius in jail or anything. Why can't you just look for this? Classic Southern family dispute. I'm sorry for everything that's happened, Bo. Yeah. I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm trying not to let it get to me. Gotta be strong for Mama, and now it's just the 2 of us. You know, even if Julius didn't take Betty, it might be worth doing a welfare check. Thank you, Avery. Alright, let me speak in plainer terms. Everyone who knows that Julius Tremaine's land is booby-trapped to hell. It's not worth it. It's never stopped me. Yeah, do you have kids, Avery? Because I got 2 teenage girls at home. Hucklebee's got grandkids. Franklin's got... the mayor, I guess. I'm not about to go risking my head being blown off over a pumpkin. That's right. There's some sleeping dogs you learn to just let lie. What the fuck? This guy's got booby-trapped land? What? What is this? Is that real? I've been Scarlet Hollow Sheriff for over 20 years now. You don't hold a position like that for so long without learning a few lessons on temperance and moderation. If I may, sirs. Ain't that a mite bit cowardly of you? I thought police officers were supposed to be brave. Not the ones that live long, son. Damn. Look, I've been to Julius's 100 times. I can tag along, make sure nobody gets hurt. That's mighty kind offer, but let's give it another day. There's no need to escalate things when they might just resolve themselves. Pumpkin Day. Pumpkin Day. Sounds like that's tomorrow's job. Looks like you're all busy, we're on our way, let's just get going. Well, no one can say we didn't try, let's keep looking. Have a good one, officers. Same to you, kid. I feel a bit bad seeing that. Why won't they just do their jobs? Visit the police in episode 4. Another, another thingy-majigger. Do you really think Huckabee and Derrickson could be part of some cult that secretly runs Scarlet Hollow? That'd be wild. I never suspect them of that sort of thing. Seems like it'd just be too much work. Actually, speaking of that, there is clearly some sort of cult thing going on with, like, the Scarlets and Scarlet Blood. I don't think the cops were part of a cult. I was just being a dick to the cops. Well, someone who's lived in this town my entire life, there's no way. For one thing, cult activity like what you're describing doesn't happen. I've done my fair share of reading on satanic practice panics and so-called occult groups, and it's almost always totally made up. People constantly freak out about Satanists without realizing they're just a bunch of debate club nerds who listen to heavy metal. That sounds about right. So instead of not being able to rely on the cops because they're a part of a cult that secretly runs the town, we can't rely on them because they're just not good at what they do. That's so much less exciting. But either way, I guess it's up to us to solve the mysteries of Scarlet Hollow. We'll do a much better job anyway. Where to next? Right, that was another episode of Scarlet Hollow. Hope you're enjoying it. If you are, come back for the next part. The game's so good. So good. So yeah, anyway, I'll leave a link in the description so you can find the game and all that good stuff. So, you know the drill. Like, subscribe, comment. Thanks. And I hope you're having a lovely day, and I hope to see you again sometime soon. Take care.